And on the end, the need to pack up everything with the final new religion, what is necessary for every human. And some saying this new religion is called transhumanism. Let's roll next clip.
We feel too afraid to have kids because we feel that we're heading towards civilization breakdown.
People under the age of 35 are more likely to report climate change as a reason not to have children.
I've decided not to have kids to do my part for climate change.
If I don't think the future is worth anything, then I'm not going to have children. If I think it is worth something, I will have children.
I think these ideas have spread like bad viruses, and there's been a lot of investment in promoting some extraordinarily weak ideas. Sitting at the top of all of these very bad ideas is one giant one, which we can call anti-humanism. Transhumanism, the trans phenomenon, net zero, lockdowns, population reduction, all of these ideas are basically the ugly stepchildren of anti-humanism.
Is this transhumanism exactly anti-humanism, Mark?
Andrea, I find transhumanism hard to talk about. I prefer if Phil answered that one. It's the hardest part of looking into the future for me, because bear in mind, I'm in my 8th decade, and what I'm seeing for the future and for my children, and particularly my grandchildren, I find very hard to put into words. Maybe Phil will answer it better.
Yeah, Phil, you are younger. Maybe you will live long enough to see this transhumanism.
Yeah, lucky me. So, I would argue that it's, I mentioned earlier that it goes back. In fact, officially it was coined by Julian Huxley, brother of Aldous Huxley, in a paper, I believe, in the 1960s, the term transhumanism. And it's rooted ultimately, Huxley was a overt eugenicist, and eugenics, of course, has its roots in sort of Thomas Malthus's theories from centuries prior. But it's almost the merging of Malthusian eugenics with a form of Darwin's evolution. You get like this social Darwinism, whereby you get an entitled global elite that feel entitled to dictate the future of humanity. One, they get to dictate, they name themselves stewards of the earth and appoint themselves jurisdiction over the world. But also they feel entitled to control the direction of humanity. And, we're seeing that expressed through the entitlement to tamper with the human genome, to feel like they can upgrade the human immune system. And I think they almost see themselves as godlike figures at this point. These, Silicon Valley tech titans feel, for whatever reason, the hubris that they can upgrade humanity, that they can look at intelligent design and think, I can do that better. And I'm going to slap God in the face and I'm going to design something better than his design. They honestly seem to believe that. I think it's a very dangerous worldview, and it's growing in scope, and the salespeople for it aren't necessarily the usual suspects at the moment. But, this sounds like science fiction to somebody who's not come across it before, but we are very realistically moving into a world whereby we'll have technologies implanted inside our body, certainly by 2050, and maybe before that. That's the target to these people, whether that is, brain chips, or injectables, moving from an age of wearable technology to injectable technology. It's a roadmap that's been mapped out for a long time.